Kai Havertz could leave Chelsea in the summer. Chelsea forward Kai Havertz could leave the club in the summer in search of a new challenge. There has been speculation recently that Kai Havertz could leave Chelsea for Bayern Munich this month or in the summer, but that has been put to bed due to the fact Bayern are not currently interested. Havertz has had a turbulent time in a Chelsea jersey to say the least, and could benefit from a move away from the club in the summer to further his career. There are chances the German could leave the club next summer. According to Florian Plettenberg of Sky Sports Germany, Kai Havertz could leave Chelsea in the summer, but there is no current interest from Bayern Munich. The price tag Chelsea are looking for is around €50 60 million. Havertz has never fully hit the ground running at Chelsea since he joined, but does have the Champions League goal to be remembered by the fans. With so much attacking talent now coming into Chelsea, the club are expected to go in a different direction in terms of the striker they bring in. The problem with Havertz is he doesn't fall into a typical number 9 profile, and that's what Graham Potter and Chelsea will be looking for next. Bayern do not see Havertz as a target due to the amount of players they already have in his position. The Chelsea forward is expected to stay at the club in January, but the summer could be a different story for his future. Chelsea would prefer to allow Conor Gallagher to leave on loan. Chelsea would prefer to allow Conor Gallagher to leave the club on loan in January, but could be tempted for a permanent deal if the right offer arrives. Chelsea would prefer to allow Conor Gallagher to leave the club on loan in January, but could be tempted to let the midfielder leave if the right offer was to come along. Gallagher is attracting interest from Newcastle and Crystal Palace, and Chelsea up until now are only looking at letting the player leave on a loan basis. The right fee is the only way Chelsea would let the player leave permanently, and also if they sign a midfielder before the end of the window. According to Ben Jacobs of CBS Sports, Chelsea are not currently willing to allow Conor Gallagher to leave the club permanently, but could change their stance if they are offered £35 40 million. Newcastle and Crystal Palace are interested in Gallagher but are yet to make a concrete offer for the player. Chelsea are looking to sign a midfielder before the window closes, and if they don't, they may look into making Gallagher stay at the club due to the lack of cover. Gallagher would like the opportunity to play more first-team football and would certainly get them chances at Palace or Newcastle. Newcastle are also interested in signing Hakim Ziyech from Chelsea, but the Blues are more likely to be willing to sell players to Palace due to the race for top 4. The stance from Chelsea is clear: if any club wants to sign Gallagher on a permanent basis, they will need to pay around £40 million. Everton drop price for Chelsea target Anthony Gordon. Everton have dropped the asking price for Chelsea target Anthony Gordon, who also has interest from Newcastle United. Everton have reportedly dropped the asking price for Anthony Gordon after the player refused to turn up for training for a second consecutive day. Newcastle are heavily interested in his signature, but the drop in price could also see Chelsea reignite their interest in the final days of the window. Gordon would like to leave Everton as soon as possible, and it now depends on which club match the asking price for the player in the final days of the window. According to Matt Law of The Telegraph, Everton have dropped the asking price for Anthony Gordon down to £40 million. Gordon has not turned up for training 2 days in a row now, and the expectation is for him to leave the club before the window closes. Chelsea offered £50 million in the summer for Gordon but had it turned down. Everton may be regretting that decision right about now. Newcastle have the most interest as things stand and do look heavily likely to land a deal for the winger. Personal terms are already agreed between Gordon and Newcastle, but the clubs are yet to reach an agreement. Newcastle have not submitted an official proposal. Chelsea are not in the race fully as of yet, but interest has remained, and it could be something they look to take advantage of in the final days of the window. As of now, it looks like Anthony Gordon will become a Newcastle player this month. Chelsea reluctant to let Hakim Ziyech join Newcastle. Chelsea are now reluctant to allow Hakim Ziyech to join Newcastle, who are heavily interested in his signature. Newcastle United have expressed serious interest in Hakim Ziyech in recent weeks. That may not have been a problem in the past, but it's become one due to the season they're having. The Magpies sit third in the table, and are now a fully fledged rival for Chelsea in the race for top 4. Selling them players would strengthen them, and therefore weaken Chelsea's top 4 pursuit. Ziyech is likely to leave Chelsea, but Newcastle could be off the cards. According to the Evening Standard, Chelsea are reluctant to allow Hakim Ziyech to join Newcastle due to their position in the race for top 4. Eddie Howe's side have interest in 2 Chelsea players, the other being Conor Gallagher, but selling to a top 4 rival is not something Chelsea are expected to do. Ziyesh does have interest from elsewhere in the Premier League in the shape of Everton, but due to their relegation battle that may be a challenge the player does not want to take on. Chelsea are open to selling Ziyech this month, but under the right circumstances and for the right price for them. AC Milan and Ajax had previous interest in signing the player, but interest from both clubs seems to have cooled in recent weeks. The next few days are expected to be key for Ziyech and his future, but it does not look like Newcastle will be the club for him going forward.